Okay. It's recording now. So, hey, if you're just joining us, we had a little mix up and now we are recording again. And what we're talking about is we're talking about the simple process, how to take a simple process and turn it into a huge organization. And we're going to spend the rest of our time tonight talking about one piece of it. But I just want to make sure we go back to it. If I can get it up here. Here we go. Why isn't this easy? Okay, here we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm taking you to our team breakthrough team, our GIA breakthrough team page. And we went here last week. It looked a little bit different, but now you can see the banner is the quote from Linda about what she wanted to accomplish when she first started the company. And I stole this from the video that she did with Alfred in the, I think it was probably in the first month or two of GIA back in 2001. I love this quote. And as you can see, this is our team page. And I pretty much post things here every single day. I try to at least post one thing that could be helpful every day. So spending some time here, and it wouldn't take long because this video I think I posted here is probably 1 minute. But the wisdom and what is in these videos can be so helpful to answer some of your questions about how to do this home business. And so you'll see there's all kinds of really good information coming from Eric Worre and other thought leaders in the industry. So that's what that looks like. So I would say visit here every day, like get up in the morning and just go here, because I'll post them usually by 8 o'clock in the morning. They'll be posted. And then last week we talked about these guides, these training guides that we have. And so while you're here, you can see this word guides right here. You can click on this and it takes you to videos that I've saved in one place. So they're easy to get to, right? So let's click on this and it'll take you right to our guides. And I know some of you, this is old information, but I want to make sure that we revisit this so you can see this. So here we have training guides. So we're talking about the information process. And to me, it's like the most important thing that we could be talking about. So I've made the video about the information process, guide number 1. So if you wake up tomorrow morning and you wonder, what was that process of information you talked about? You can go right to our team page, click on guides, and it's the first video. Guide number 1 explains the process. If someone joins your team, and that just happened recently, actually, and we wanted someone to better understand what we're doing, so we sent them or we tagged them in the guide so that they can see what this is about. So this is a very useful place on our team page. You'll see number 2 is the ever-growing prospect list. And this is what we talked about last week. And I have an Eric Worre video here, the 5 steps to unlimited prospects. A great video to watch because he really explains why it's so important to have a list and to keep it growing. So really awesome video. I think it's probably no more than 10 or 15 minutes, if that. So these aren't long videos, but they're really, really important. And what I like about them the best is you can see them over and over again. And Sue, I know you've watched these videos as many times as I have, and we get new things out of them when we watch them. And I know some of you have read Eric's book, GoPro. Some of you have this book. And a lot of what the videos you're going to see go right along with what he talks about in this book, the different chapters, one of them we're going to talk about tonight. So you've got the ever-growing prospect list, and then number 3 is the invitation. We're going to talk about the invitation in a little bit of detail tonight. I've got 2 great videos. Eric calls it the gateway skill. It's the most important skill that you could possibly get in network marketing is the invitation process. And we're going to talk about a little bit about that tonight. And then the presentation, great video by Eric here about exposures, what types of invitations or what types of exposures are the most effective from the top to the bottom. I think there's about 5 or 6 that he goes over. And I'll let you watch the video so you can determine and maybe agree with him on what is the most effective presentation to invite someone to. And then this is the simple presentation that Linda put together for us that you could use in your home, you could use on your computer sitting with someone. And if you haven't seen it, it would be great to watch it. I believe it's 15 minutes. And I know Karen's used this in her home meetings a couple of times already. So this is a really simple presentation. 3-way calls or follow-up. And I know, Teresa, you can't wait until we get to the follow-up section. And that's a real important piece of this. I posted a video about three-way calls. It's really detailed and really good, I think. And Sue, I think you used this for one of your presentations one year at one of our events, the information, right?
I certainly did, John. I have to ditto your words. This was an amazing presentation by Brian Crothers, who is a network marketing guru. And thanks to this beautiful presentation, I was able to put mine together for conference.
Now, you see, I thought you put that together all by yourself. Now I know you use a resource that's out there. And believe me, guys, that's what this is all about. There are so many great resources that we can bring into our own being and learn from, and then they become ours, really. It happens all the time. And then finally, the last guide that I'm putting a video together with, I can't wait to finish it because I think it's really gonna make a big difference in how we look at our Facebook group, is add, tag, and message, and how to add someone to a group, tag them in a post, and then message them to follow up with them to see what they liked best about being in the group. And this video is going to really be important because I think it's going to help everybody realize how important it is for all of us to interact with our, especially the lifestyle page. So I'll probably get this video done tomorrow, and I'm excited about the thoughts I have about that. So I'll get that done tomorrow. The reason I'm bringing you back here is that I want you to know this is here, because you're going to have times when you're saying to yourself, oh my gosh, what should I do next? Where am I supposed to go? And people that join your team are going to have those moments also. If you can help them to understand this is here, they'll have plenty to do, plenty to learn, and you can help guide them along watching these videos. Maybe watch them together, even on Zoom or something like that. But everything is here. Any questions about this at all? Teresa? Yep.
I'm following you along here on Gia Breakthrough Team, and I hit guides, and I'm just not seeing like the last one, the presentation at home video.
Right.
Why is that? I'm a technical dinosaur, but.
So are you on a laptop or are you on
my phone?
Okay. So if you scroll down, do you see the one that you're looking at on the screen now? Do you see that one, the guide number 1? Do you see it on your phone?
Information process. That's what I'm looking at right now.
You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you scroll down to guide number 2 on
guide number 1.
No, it's actually the information. The presentation is guide number 4.
Okay, I wasn't clicking on the guide number up top, so that's my thing. Okay.
That's it. So each one of this process, each one of them has their own section so that I can add video. So I'll probably be adding videos from time to time. Like right now in the presentation part, I'm thinking about adding the Operation Hydration because that's really a presentation, and I'll probably put it. So you'll see me add a few more things. I don't want to make it too confusing, but now you see how you can see it on your phone. And then you can actually click on the video and watch the video from your phone or from your computer.
Thank you.
You bet. Anybody else question, thought about this? All right.
John, I just want to say thank you for putting this together, because 9.5 years ago when I started my Gia career, we didn't have anything like this. And I had to find Brian Crothers on my own by digging into YouTubes and Googling, etc. So when we have new people joining our team, this is so very handy to have step-by-step process for training. Because as our teams grow and we look back and have, 100, 1,000 people underneath us, it's really going to become a challenge to individually train everybody. So to have this here and just have them come back to us with questions and things like that will make our lives so much easier as the leaders that we're all becoming. So I think this is great. Thank you.
For those of you who, don't use Facebook very often, hopefully you're starting to use it a little bit more, but I will give you a calm announcement that everything you see here will be on giafreedom.com on a training page. So you can go there and see exactly what we have here, the way it's laid out. Charity's happy. But do not let that stop you from using this until then, because I have to put that all together. It takes a little while to do that. And I don't want anybody not tuning in. And I would suggest that you use this and get your team members, especially those people who have a desire to do something with Gia, who have that desire to create that home business concept, that idea about creating a second income that may turn into something much more. This is going to help them, I guarantee it. And sometimes just having it here isn't enough. Sometimes you have to help people to go here, like almost an assignment, right? I know we talked last week about making the list. and most of you made the list. Sometimes it takes more than that. And so if you have someone that has some really big dreams and wants to accomplish something, do it with them, or make sure they do it. Have a date, a time and a place where you can come back and talk about it, and then make the next assignment. It's like, I keep saying that we are the guide. We really are the guide. We're the guide to help people through a process so they can see if GIA can help them in their life. We're also the guide for the people who join our team to help them through the information process, the trainings that's necessary to become proficient at what we do. Look, this is a very simple business. There's no question about it. But to take it to the level that I know that you all want to take it, it's going to take a little bit more to learn a few skills. And that's really what we're talking about. But here's the thing. If we're dedicated to getting better, a little bit better every single day, that's all it's going to take. Because if you have this for the next few months where you're getting better every day, after the year, you've gotten so much better, and it won't take that long. It's not that difficult. Karen, any thoughts?
Look, I can't even think how to unmute. Just to echo what Sue said, thank you so much, John, for all the work that where you put this all together and you put it in one place. And I was just thinking, like just now, Teresa asked a question that maybe I wouldn't have been able to figure out, what is she doing? So if she were to call me, but this is a forum where we're all free to just say, I'm not seeing that. How'd you get there? And so how useful that is for all of us, because we're not all, technologically savvy. So thank you. You're
welcome. Appreciate it. Teresa, thanks. All right, so I'm going to jump out of here since there's no more questions. Go here tonight, go here tomorrow, hang out. And when you do, if I do post a video and you watch it, it'd be great for you to comment, say, hey, I really like that video. Here's what I got out of it. Or here's what I like best about it. That communication between one another is going to help us in so many ways. When people come and they want to see if there's anything going on, that we're really communicating with each other and helping each other. And then by commenting and liking and loving, it makes every video be shown to more people. They have this algorithm that they show things they show things that are interesting to people. So if we're working as a team to comment and to like and to interact with each other, that tells Facebook that people are interested in what we're doing, and they show that to more people. It's the craziest thing, but that's how it works. And you can see it when we have something go viral. Sometimes we'll have something that'll be shown to so many more people because there were so many comments. And we're going to talk more about that when I get into the ad tag and message section, but just a thought there. All right, here we go. So last week we talked about the process. Part of the process was the putting your list together. And I know that you all put your list together, at least you put some names together. Hopefully you prioritize. I know that Jules did the top 20. Actually, it was the top 30, I think, if I recall, maybe 30 people. And then we even went through the 30 and said, okay, let's talk about each one of them. And we made a couple notes on each one so that we could decide who to send information to first or who to invite first. And that's what she's been doing. And I'm going to let her share with you about that. So we're going to talk about the inviting skill. I made some notes for myself tonight. Inviting skill. I know you're excited, Jules, about that, right? You can see that smile. She can't wait. So Eric Worre says this is the gateway skill. This is the one to learn. This is the one to become better and better and better at inviting. And there's all kinds of things that we're going to invite people to, right? So what kinds of things will we be inviting people to? Anybody have an idea? What are possible things you might invite someone to? Karen. Teresa, go ahead.
I was just going to say Zoom meetings. Lisa and I talked about it. She's and I going to put something together like that. I like to do a lot of one-on-ones, and that's my, I just feel like it's much more intimate, personal, the one-on-ones. And then the follow-up on that, of course, I can wait. But so that's my thing. I like a lot of one-on-ones, and I do a lot of one-on-ones to start, and then the Zoom meeting.
Okay, so you have two on my list. I have both of those on my list, Zoom meeting and a meeting. One-on-one, it could be a one-on-one, it could be a home meeting like a Charity had. It could be a small two-on-one, but a meeting, right? So that's one. What else would we invite people to do?
Our Tuesday night GIA calls.
Okay, so that's another Zoom, right? Okay, Zoom. What else?
I was thinking about a picnic probably.
Picnic what?
Like a picnic.
Okay, kind of what Charity did. She had I don't know if you guys had a picnic, but I think you probably had food there, right, Charity? Okay. I would call that a meeting, right? That's a meeting. All right, what else?
Three-way call.
Your freedom page.
Charity? Oh, okay. So a website, right? All right.
Watch videos.
So I put videos, but a video, the website, a lot of videos on Gia Freedom. So you definitely would probably invite someone at some point to a video. That's a good one. Sue?
Three-way call.
Yeah.
Introductory to your senior partner, red carpet with Linda.
Right. That could be that would definitely be one. Let's see. I have two more on my list. Okay, watch a video.
Company events.
Events, big events. So you have meetings, one-on-ones all the way through home meetings, and then you have bigger events like the one we're going to be having in October. And then next year we'll have our big event where we've had every year, which haven't had them, but those are big events. So those are things that we would invite someone to. And there's one more that you've all done it pretty much in this group, probably more than once. Think about it. It's probably the easiest thing to invite someone to do. Ivy.
Invite someone to try our products.
Operation Hydration, right? Try the products, the gift. That's got to be the easiest invitation out there. Even today, I'm thinking about reaching out to new people, and I'm thinking about how am I going to invite them? I always go back to the Operation Hydration and just give people the gift. It's mind-boggling how simple that is. It's simple and it's hard, right? It's simple. In my mind, people accept it. It's an easy door opener, but you have to make the water up. So you have to do something, but it's so worth it. It's so simple. I love it because your newer people can do it, right? They don't have to really know a lot to go out and give the gift. So that's why I think that's so good. So anybody else? That's all I have on my list, but maybe I missed something. All right. So all of those things are really, really good. And those are the things that we're going to be inviting people to. So what's our goal? What is our goal for your business? What's your goal? What do we want when we're working with someone to help them through the process? What do we want at the end result, as the end result?
I want people to follow up with it.
Teresa?
Like I do. I want everyone to fall in love with it like I do and believe in it and be smart enough to believe in it like I do. That's my end goal. Okay, great. I like that. Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm going to just tell you, at the end of the day, what we really want is we want to help someone to become a customer, right? Or to become a part of our team. I mean, that's the end result from a business perspective, right? And we are talking about a home business. That's how we create the incomes that are possible by doing that and helping others do that. So that's the goal. But the next question is a little more difficult. What is our job? What is our job? Share the love. Share the love?
Educate.
Okay.
Educate.
Who said educate?
Lisa.
That's it. That's our job. Educate and inform, so that whoever you're working with can make an informed decision about what's best for them. That's all we do. And I'm bringing this up because if you can grab a hold of this concept that it's not about selling, it's not being a salesperson, it's really about educating and informing someone. And the way we do that is we use tools and information process. That's how we do it. And what will set you free is when you understand this concept that we're not salespeople. Yeah, it's kind of sales, but it's not. It's really being a consultant more than anything else. You've heard me say already tonight, pointing people in the right direction to get the information that they need so they can make an informed decision. That's all we do. And for me, it sets me free because I don't have that pressure to sign someone up or help them to be a customer because I have to make money or make a quota or make a rank. I don't have any of that because my job is to educate and to inform. That's it. So I don't have that weird vibration in me when I'm working with someone because I know what to do. I know what my job is. And I use the process to do that. What are your thoughts about that? Because I know, Teresa, we've talked about the sales thing over the last couple of weeks. It's come up. And I really thought about that. And I think we're all selling ourselves a lot of the time. But in this case, if you can see yourself as a consultant, in fact, that's what they call us. And I think you can set yourself free. And to me, the difference between a salesman, well, let me ask you, what's the difference between a salesman and a consultant? You probably have had interactions with both. What's the difference between the two? Ivy, any ideas?
I believe like the consultant is more of like a teacher or like an educator, and the salesperson is like more somebody that's just trying to get the dollar. But I like the consultant side of like, educate one another, because it's all about education,
Right. Okay.
What we have. What you say?
What other characteristics are there in salespeople that you might not find in consultants, or in consultants that you might not find in salespeople? Sue?
Pushiness.
What's that?
Pushiness.
Pushiness. Yeah. I know with certainty, Teresa, when you talked about sales, I'm almost sure many of the people in the group thought pushy, right? That's what I think about. I think car salesmen, and I think those kinds of salespeople. But here's the thing. Well, let's talk about the difference first, then I'll tell you my story. What else? Pushy. What's a consultant? Who was that?
I would say that it's Lisa. I would think the main difference is confident, because when you educate yourself and you speak to someone else to educate them, you're confident in your product. And if you're into sales, you're just trying to push what bananas are in the cart.
That's a good point. I think what I feel is that confidence comes from knowledge, passion, and it's like a posture almost, right? Where a salesperson, they know techniques. They learn techniques to get you to move in the direction they want you to move in. And I think one of the biggest differences when you are working with someone who's a consultant who really cares, they're going to be asking you so many questions to find out what your needs are. And I've had that happen in a car sales situation where one guy in the same car dealer, he couldn't wait to show me all the whiz bang stuff and just kick the tires, and he didn't care what I was looking for. And another guy on another day, man, he asked me so many questions: what I was going to do with the car, where was I going to drive it, do I have any grandkids or kids, how many do I have, what kind of stuff do they do, or do you need a big car or a little car? So much time consulting me on what would be the best, in his opinion, what would be the best, and moving me in the direction, almost like a process to help me make that decision. Have you guys ever had that experience with a consultant type of person? And when it's all over, you feel great about it, they feel great about it, and there's no stress from either person. So from a consultant point of view, that's what we do. We educate and inform. That should take all the stress out of you. And when people say, well, what do you do? That's what you do. It's an easy answer. What do you do for GIA? I educate and inform people so they can make an informed decision about what GIA can do, how GIA can help them, their life be better. That's it. And Karen, I know that's exactly what you do.
I do try and make friends with people and ask the questions and see what they're looking for, because then it does take away that pushy salesman. And I always say this to my husband now, and I have a different attitude now than I had like 3 years ago. And I just tell him I refuse to spend my money with people I don't like. And we used to have a really mean, ugly guy in town that sold a tremendous amount of tires at a good price, and I refused to do business with him because I didn't like him. And so I think if somebody knows that you genuinely care about them, and you're trying to, like you said, find what's a good fit for them, they have a whole different attitude about you. Yeah,
it's so true. I'm glad you brought that up, because the next thing I was going to say is build relationships. Consultants build relationships with people.
I was going to say people buy from people.
Yeah. People buy from people. That's a good one. And you build relationships really by caring about people. You care about them enough to ask the questions, to find out if we have something that can impact their life in a positive way. And I wrote that I don't say you have to do this, but you almost have to earn the right to invite someone to learn about GIA, right? I mean, you can go out and invite the world and not know anything about them, but you almost have to earn the right, meaning talk to them, find out about them. Where are they today? This might be someone you've known for a long time and things change. And so you caring about them, consulting with them, you'll be listening and all of a sudden you're going to see it. You're going to feel it, that you do have something that can enhance their life. And once that happens, then you have a right to invite them to take a look at whatever process you want them to go through in terms of, do you want them to see a video? Do you want them to get together with you? Do you want them to be on a Zoom with us? It's so easy to do it that way. It's hard to not build that relationship and try to invite someone without that. Any thoughts on that?
I have a thought, John. I know from a lot of the homework and research and stuff that I do that I have learned that in network marketing, which is what we do, people don't really join GIA, they join you. So building that relationship is so important. And I really have to compliment Charity with the three-way calls that we've done. She's excellent at that. She really knows her people, and even newer people that her friends have brought in. She does that ever so well with asking the questions and really zeroing in on what their needs are. And just the other day we were working on that, weren't we? And we just worked so well together, and it's excellent, most definitely. And the other thing to keep in mind as well is when you meet new people that you don't know, I started with the attitude of everybody needs GIA, got to offer to everybody. I mean, John's smiling because he's been doing this with me for 9 years and he's happy I finally get it. We don't want everybody on our team. We have to work with them consistently. So, and like Karen with her car person who sold the tires, she wouldn't want him on her team because she would have to. Oh,
you are.
Hi, Ivy.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, I think she realized she turned her video off and not the mute, bless her. Adorable. But, if Karen had this tire guy on her team, she's now working with him for the rest of her day. Look at her, rest of her GIA career. So not everybody is a fit. And asking these questions and getting to know them is what we need to do.
Yeah, saying no first sometimes is really good. Say no
sometimes.
So the next thing I want to talk about, what is the best tool to use to invite someone to take a look at GIA? What's the best tool? Now, in this time, I think I'm thinking more about would it be the phone? Would it be an email? What's the best tool to reach out to someone? What do you think?
I feel like one of the videos.
Okay.
Depending on what they're looking for. So one of those little link videos.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's a good tool. I think that would be the tool. What's the best way to reach out to invite them to watch the video? Would it be to give them a call? Would it be seeing them in person? Would it be any other way?
Ivy?
I think it's the one that works for that person.
Okay, that's a good answer.
So my friend Rosemary, can't text her, rarely talk on the phone. It's either person or email.
Okay.
My friend Elaine, she'll respond to an email, but she's really a texter.
Okay, good.
So I have been saying ever since I had my law practice that it's my responsibility to communicate with that person in the form they like. Because my law partner and I were very, very different. So I needed to match his communication style when I worked with him, and vice versa. When he was bringing me something, communicate in my style.
Right.
And that made the communication faster, more efficient, more effective. And you just got accomplished more.
Good. That is a great answer. One of the best ways to find out what's best for someone is to just ask them. That's so simple to do. What's the best way for me to communicate with you? And they will tell you the best way and use that way. One thing that's happened that I wanted to get to over the years, back in the day, it was always the phone. When I started, it was it was the phone. Cell phones actually were just coming out then. So cell phones became pretty popular, and it was phoning people. I don't even know if we were using, I think man, I hate to tell you how old I am, but damn, we were doing paging, right? You would page someone and they would call you back. We did that. So that was one way. But really, phone was the major way. In fact, I used to say, take a look at your phone bill and you'll see how successful you are. That was kind of like the thing. If your phone bill was pretty small, you probably had a pretty small check. And that was the truth. So we spent a lot of time on the phone. But things have changed so much over the last few years, where when you phone someone nowadays, if you can get someone to answer the phone, you're pretty lucky. Do you agree with that? I never answer the phone unless I know the person's name for sure. And sometimes I'll just let them leave a message so that I can hear the message, and then I can call them back with a little more knowledge about what's going to happen in the phone call. And that's happening with everybody. You all know people don't answer their phones. So texting and messaging has really become a key communication tool for inviting people. It's simple, and you're going to find that people will normally answer a text message way more often than they answer a phone or a message on a phone. Has anybody had that experience at all? Do you think I'm telling you the truth?
I text most people.
It's the truth. It's so true. And if you can understand this and use it as a tool, not as a presentation tool, but a way to reach out to people, to invite them to get together with you, or to invite them to watch a video, you will be so happy with the results that comes from doing that. And Jules, can you talk a little bit about what you've done this last few days with text?
Yes. I made my list. I have about 30 people. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, your top 30.
Sorry, top 30. The best one was my cleaning lady. Last month, I was in Vegas, and I'd given her the eye water, and she came back on Thursday. Let's see, it's today. Yeah, Thursday, and she said, I got to buy the water. And I was surprised. And she said, I don't have a lot of money, but I want to buy the water. So that wasn't actually in person. I actually gave it to her that way. Then I actually emailed, though. I emailed this young woman, Jessica. She's very interested now. So she just wants to know what that's all about. I messengered that guy, a guy named Tom, who's an Uber driver. And I know he'd be a good, I hate to say it, he's a sales guy. He'd be somebody that, most of the people here are women, but he would be good for that. So I'm trying to get him on Facebook. I'm having trouble, though, because of the Facebook, if they don't work or belong to Facebook, I don't know. It's hard to get them because they have to invite me then. I think that's how it all works. The
point is, though, you have used text messaging like Tom, you texted him a message, he got back to you, and now you're in the process based on the text message you sent him.
Correct, right.
And when she put the list together in the top 30, we went over those, we decided who would be best emailed, who would be best text message, who would be a best phone call, who would be best just show up and invite them to do Operation Hydration. So not only do we have the list, we know exactly what we're going to do with every person.
Most of them are texting. Because most of them are my text clients. Most of them are.
And they're getting back to her. So that's exciting too when you're starting out and you're sending a message and people are getting back to you, because most people will answer a text message. So way to go, having the courage to do that. So I began talking about, this idea about inviting. It's the gateway skill. So I'm going to suggest you all go to the guides and watch the texts. Watch the messages that I have there from Eric Worre about inviting. It's going to be helpful. And invite some of your team to do the same thing. And you might even do it together. Let them know that you're doing it also, that you're not just having them do it. Let them know that you're doing it, and then set a time to talk about it, to talk it over. And I'm just going to go back to the Operation Hydration that we did for a month and a half. To me, it's the simplest door opener in the world. It's like giving the gift that opens up the conversation that could take your business as far as you want it to go. It's so simple that any new person can do it. And if you have a few people in your organization that are willing to do it, and you have a contest maybe like we had in the past, or some fun thing that you get together. I've seen Karen's kitchen filled with iWater machines as she's had her team come over and do the water together. Jules and I are going to spend this next few weeks really getting after Operation Hydration in the Las Vegas area and just get after it. We're just going to put them together and get out there and give the gift. I mean, if they're walking around, they're getting a gift. That's it. We're going to set a table up somewhere. But it's one of those things that you just say to yourself, look, I have all these ways that I can invite people. I have things I can invite them to. Decide what is the best for you. For me, Operation Hydration is definitely the simplest, easiest thing. I don't get rejected. I love that part. But for you, it might be to watch a video, or it might be reaching out and just asking someone in a text message, hey, when are we going to get together? Then you can get together with them. But make that decision. That's the key, is that you're putting this operation together so you can build your business. And once you get really good at those couple of things that you love to do, you won't ever look back. You won't ever look back. It's just going to take that little bit of effort to get a little bit better every single day to do what we need to do. Any thoughts tonight about what we're talking about? Was it helpful? Can you see yourself moving forward?
Yes.
Good answer. Good answer. I really appreciate you guys putting this together with me tonight. And I hope that somebody will watch this video tonight, because there's so much here for people. The key idea is for the next 5 weeks, just decide you're going to do what needs to be done for 5 weeks. I guarantee you, if you do, that 5 weeks will go by so fast, but the result will go on for months and months and years and years. It's the truth. It's put it in, work diligently for a little while, and that momentum really does take off. Sue, do you have any final thoughts, Karen, or anybody else?
Thanks for the information and the motivation.
You bet. Appreciate you guys.
Well said.
All right. That's it. Talk to you in a week. Tell us your stories when you come back. Oh, by the way, tomorrow we have a Zoom, and it's going to be, I'll be a host, and so will Ming Lovejoy, and it's going to be all about product stories. So we want you to come with your stories, have a good story to share. You're going to love it. It's probably the best Zoom we ever do, when people are just sharing stories about the products. Invite your team, invite other people to come. It'll just be fun and amazing stories. Hopefully you can make it tomorrow.
That's a good tool, I think, to invite someone or thinking about it.
Yes.
Some testimonials, is that what that's going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be all about the products and what the product, well, I guess there could be some business testimonials, but usually it's about what products have done for people, their favorite stories.
And I would also say inviting all of you not to be shy tomorrow night, to share your favorite story, because John will call on you. We've learned that being at this Zoom here, so be prepared. And I just want to emphasize as well, as John said, this is an amazing Zoom to invite your prospects to, for them to hear firsthand from people just like them. And you don't know which story is going to resonate with them, but when you do your follow-up call, which story touched you the best, and that opens the door to where you go in the process with them.
Yeah. All right, that's it. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.